Hello all, welcome to Blocktical. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who will talk to us about role of blockchain in public sector. To brief about her, she is a computer engineer and have done executive management course from IIM Bangalore. She is having 15 years of experience as tech sales leader and as an entrepreneur. She co-founded two companies, Dynamic Hospitality, which was in soya foods, and another was EP Engineering Private Limited, which was related to security and infra projects. She was director at Haplo, which is a tech platform for commercial real estate, and currently she is director at Sales Settlement, which is a low-code DLT business platform. So let's have a big round of applause to Sristhi Assudani. Welcome, Sristhi.
Thank you, Shabri. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you, Tanush. Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure to be on the show, and I've been seeing a lot of good work, and I think Shabri and Tanush, both of you've been very active in doing real good adoption work for the technology. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great. So we can start now. So can you tell me when did you start your blockchain journey?
So I've been involved in technology, and as a professional, always engineering has been the core for me. As a computer science engineer, I've been, while I was working in my previous engagements also, the ability of a technology to impact business models and the innovation that technology can bring has always motivated me, and so that's the prime motivation, and of course to keep up with that, I keep learning new technologies, and while I was in my previous engagement, I've seen a lot of new work being done on the real estate tokenization, and it's a big innovation coming up, and so that was in 2020 when, and that was peak time for COVID. Where we got some time to read up things which essentially we get caught up. So that's when I started my research on the technology, and more so on Ethereum. Read about a lot about the kind of work Vitalik Buterin is doing, and then of course the Bitcoin research, and then of course with some of my engagements with the startup, I landed with AboutSettleMint, where they were trying to set up their Indian division, and I just wanted to build with them. It's a great team, and they've delivered really good work globally. So I was happy to partner with them as one of their leading core team members.
So currently you're working with Settlement. So can you please share briefly about Settlement and how they are helping bringing blockchain applications to market at a faster rate?
Yes, definitely. So I think I'll brief a little about our founders, and essentially our founder Matthew and Roderick both are. So Matthew is from a financial background, and Roderick, our CTO, is a technological geek, always into blockchain, and has been into blockchain since 2014. One of the at the time where most of the innovation was happening. What they faced while they were working in the technology is that a lot of enterprises were actually not able to adopt to the technology because of the challenges which were there. So of course they realized the impact it could bring to the business models, and also a subsequent revenue model that could be leveraged. But of course, the challenges with respect to the scalability, with respect to skill availability, and of course, since this is coming of innovation, the experimentation cost, because success measures were unknown, so long times and lots of cost. When you talk about huge numbers, this is like millions of dollars involved, and more coming from the innovation part. So that's when they resolved to actually make it simple for the enterprises, and worked on a middleware which would be an abstraction from an infrastructure point of view. And, okay. and that's where we built our platform, which we call blockchain platform as a service, to help our clients in the enterprise segment to use the technology and build different use cases across sector. So that's where the whole goal is, how we started, and how we are actually helping, and what's the value proposition is, again, that we're making it very simple. So just in very simple words, like we're all aware of what WordPress does, right, for websites, what Stripe does for payments. So how we want to position ourselves is like the AWS of clouds. So settlement would be the blockchain BPaaS for the D apps, the decentralized apps.
Yeah.
So that's how we are building on our solution, and it's a great team with lots of technology product managers who are innovating on a daily basis, with product iterations being released on an annual basis. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, I visited the website and I really like that pricing calculator. So anyone can find out the price as per their requirement on the website itself before using it. I
Yes.
really like that. And the concept is pay as per use.
Yes.
I,
So
I I found it for the first time on the settlement website. That it's a good concept that you pay when you use it.
So it's
yes.
kind of that's what she mentioned, na? It's kind of AWS of blockchain, na?
Right, right.
So whatever service you are
Nice.
taking, you just pay for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I haven't seen it in blockchain space recently. So I saw it on a settlement website.
Yeah.
Great. So related to blockchain, recently MEITY of Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they released a national strategy on blockchain last December. What is your view? Why do you think that Indian government is more focused on blockchain than cryptocurrency?
So I think the release of this national blockchain strategy is a phenomenal thing which the government has done. And while we talk about economies, there is a segregation where we have advanced economies, and then we have the emerging market and the developing economies. And we're coming more from the EMDs, but we're one of the pioneer ones who have taken the initiative. So I'm very proud that the Indian government has taken this initiative in the first place. And why is so is of course, one is that when we talk about blockchain technology in itself, in very simple words, we would say that there are three areas where, in essence, the technology benefits, whether it's a company or it's a government or it's a retail user like you and me. That's where it's the main inherent capability of the technology, where we say that the data can be recorded in a secure way, and not only secure but also in a transparent way. So that's an amazing feature. That's one. Second is that we've all been used to a transfer of data and voice over the internet, but the evolution of transfer of store of value or a digital asset over the internet is phenomenal. It's going to bring efficiencies, operational efficiencies. It's going to help in multiple ways to the economies, leave apart the enterprises. So this, and then of course, when we are working towards innovation, we also want a revenue stream. So these are new business models which are being made, and the revenue streams would be helping everyone. So that's where where the technology comes in. And with the roadmap, the government has been successful in sharing with the ecosystem that this is the technology, this is the kind of work which we are doing. These are the participants who are working on the adoption and the capability building. These are the different use cases available where you can work towards it. And of course, these are the benefits. So I've made it on a very high level basis, but when we talk about the use cases are across multiple industries. So we started with the banking and the financial services, but that's just a start. You go into the supply chain, you go into the public sector, there is voting use cases, there is transparency in donation spending. UNICEF is endorsing blockchain in a big way. World Economic Forum is working out and out for smart cities, for data exchanges. Monetization of data exchange is not possible. So, we realize that data is the new oil. But how do you monetize that? So that's a possibility with blockchain. So, and then there are government agencies who are actually helping this envision and making it possible. So there is NIPI, there is MEPI, there is NIC. They all have their center of excellences available, who are doing it. RBI Innovation Hub is doing a great work. And of course, globally, we are aware that BIS is working on the CBDC part, Bank of International Settlement. So uh, that's there. And from the academia standpoint, IIT Kanpur is working on bringing a capability building, because that's the whole essence. We need people to develop it. So that's, the potential is huge. We realize that has been declared. With even the CBDC part of it, the government realized that the potential is huge. How? Because the operational efficiency will be coming with the reduction in the settlement times, right? So that's why the government endorses CBDC. But again, cryptocurrency has its own challenges, more so with regard to the regulation point, with how
Right.
do you tax it, the legal part of it. And again, there's a lot of evolution which would happen. We can get into a whole 30, 40 minutes discussion on, how these protocols are working, the DAOs, the governance, the models, the reserves. So any government is responsible for the money part of it, and if India not endorsing is in my opinion, is kind of being developing economy is something which is would be in the correct way, I would say.
Okay,
Right.
so
And
let me interfere here. I have very like idiot question right now. So as we mentioned that there are some challenges with cryptocurrencies. Yes, there are. To regulate it, it is very necessary that we can get to know whatever is going on the public networks, because most of the cryptocurrencies are working on public networks. But whenever we learn about the behavior in the crypto exchanges, right? So companies are working in creating graphs between segment of transactions which a particular account is doing, and they are backtracking it. They will track down like what behavior it is showing in the graphs, right? And based on
Yeah.
those behavior, they are analyzing, they are doing the correct transaction work or not correct transaction work. So is it still a challenge if we say that rather than opening your own CBDC for countries, you can create a global ecosystem for currencies where you can consider Ethereum, because Bitcoin is limited, but Ethereum has a chance to go on for durations, right? So we do everything on a particular scale of Ethereum, where once the Ethereum got stabilized, the everything will in Ethereum everything will work as a stable coin only, right? This is a hype market. So when we consider about hype market, so the rate will go up and down because we are creating hypes and everything will come down because of something wrong happen in the market. But after a long time, everything get stabilized, right? The realization of the
So a lot of things, Tanuj, actually you've covered, like one aspect here, then one aspect here, and one aspect here. So
okay.
I'll take
Ha
it
ha
in a
ha.
minute. So when you talk about, of course, there is a lot of potential in the cryptocurrencies, and Ethereum is also endorsing that. When I say Ethereum is endorsing that, so we're all aware that, DeFi is a big thing now. A lot of people know about DeFi, but have you heard of DSOC? Which is decentralized society. So Ethereum is endorsing that, where you and me as individuals can do transfer of money, and we do not need intermediaries in between. We can make it on the blockchain. So I agree. There's a lot of potential. So on one part, definitely, but this is again, not much to comment. This is again a government stance, and they might have weighed out the basic the the SWOT. What are the benefits and what are the risks associated more from a regulatory and legal compliance. Also, there might be some related even to how it would affect our economies, how it would affect our currencies, and there is always, there's also always a pressure on them to adopt it from the bank perspective,
Yeah.
because they do see that digital money is a new thing. We know that, Paytm, wallets, UPI, the cash is going away. So essentially, they might have to come to this, but
Yes.
it could be a gradual thing, definitely. But yes, so and again, when you say that there's a lot of work being done with respect to correlation and the graphs. So we have Dune Analytics, who is doing all the analytic works for all the protocols, and we can get a financial modeling, how many loans are there, deposits are there, everything is visible, and it's on a public blockchain. You and me can also see. and graphs, and there are developers who are working on that. So yes, of course, there's a lot of potential, but then again, a public blockchain cost, it's going to be a gradual movement, like what we saw, I think today in the news also a few hours ago, the governor announced, deputy governor, that we would be rolling out with CBDC, but it would be a graded rollout. And graded rollout, because we know that CBDC essentially, the motivations for considerations can either be for a wholesale CBDC or a retail CBDC, right? And in essence, where they realize the ROI, which is an important thing for a government, is more in the wholesale CBDC, and this is also what I'm saying, that I attended a conference in RBI, which was where RBI had hosted the conference, in UADI was also there, where they said that they realized the potential in the wholesale CBDC, and I think that would be the first one. But of course, I'm not aware of what's the exact moment. We are also working with RBI on one of the use cases as part of settlement. But yes, yeah, that's my stand on that.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining that. You can continue, Sarvari.
Yeah, so recently Jharkhand became first state in the country to use blockchain for seed distribution, and role of settlement was instrumental in this. So, in the public sector, while implementing this project, what challenges your company has faced?
Yeah, definitely. So first, I'll definitely like to share with the audience what we've actually done, because we're also really proud of this implementation, and this is like a great move from the Department of Agriculture, where they are, in essence, actually trying to help the farmer, because you have different varieties of seeds, and if the good quality seeds are not reaching the farmers, at the end of the day, their day-to-day revenue is impacted. You and me might even go for the brands where the processing is happening, but majority of the population is dependent on the seeds and the produce which is coming from the agricultural department. So this is, in the first instance, I would like to say, a great initiative by the Department of Agriculture in moving and rolling out a production rollout for seed traceability. And in essence, what we're doing is that from the time the district agricultural officer raises a request till the time it reaches the distributor, which will be issuing to the farmers. The entire distribution is on the blockchain. So that's a phenomenal thing. Traceability, they have real-time traceability. With respect to your question, that what are the challenges? Of course, we have faced multiple challenges. One is because it's a technology, and we require a network.
Yeah.
So the most important hurdle we are facing is the connectivity goes for the farmers. That's one, and a really big challenge is that some of them do not even have a mobile phone. So what we've done is we've given a mobile app to the end farmers so that you can use it, and there is a web app which supports the entire other consortium members, but they do not have a mobile phone. So these are like essential problems, which it's not a technological hurdle. It's a challenge for the adoption. And then second is that the forum for the technology would be through Web 2, right? We would transfer it either through a mobile app or a front end. So there are a lot of questions, this can be happen on a normal thing. Where is the blockchain part of it? What is happening? What is the blockchain bringing? So it's a lot of even knowledge awareness, and a lot of the technology adoption comes with a lot of awareness. So that's another thing. Of course, it doesn't affect us directly, but if the end user, as a technology service provider, it's our responsibility that the end user likes the app. That's how the product grows.
Yes.
So yeah, these are some of the challenges.
And where we came in actually, so Blocktical plans that, okay, whenever we are talking about blockchain, so this is the technology which building the ecosystem nowadays, right? The environment which we are living in. So everyone is pushing their businesses over there, but we forgot about the tier 2 and tier 3 people who are living in the villages, who are living in the towns, so they don't know how to use it. So we have to make this as simple. Just even if you go in village and you do Paytm, right, or you scan some QR code, so UPI make it so easy that they will get to know, okay, my transaction is done and I received the, and they don't know what technology is behind it, right? How wrappers they created, how they are using the core technology of the transaction settlement. The same thing we have to teach them. We have to make awareness about how things is happening, and you don't have to worry about how things is happening in the technological, but just you have to receive what the technology is providing you. You have to verify your content, and that's it. And we have to show them a way how can you interact with that. So that's our thing. And as a community member of Web3, we have to make sure that everyone in our contact will get to know, and we have to post them. Okay, you have to teach two other people and kind of thing. Like we have to make a movie around it. Join two people and tell two people, right? So eventually it will happen.
That's great.
Yeah.
I see. Ultimately, blockchain is it's a team sport. It's consortium work. If we do not have support from the community, we cannot work.
Yeah.
The protocol works on community. Everything works on community. So we are all part of one large team, and I think all efforts by everyone will definitely bring about a big change soon.
Yes.
Yes.
So
blockchain is mainly used for enterprise solutions, and bringing all stakeholders in the system on same page and take them along with you till the implementation is a big task.
Big challenge. Yeah.
Then especially in public sector, it's a big task because the process starts with, as you said, with knowledge of blockchain, and then it goes ahead. So it's a great achievement actually.
Yes, that's right.
And I read also about this, that Settlement is currently working with Uttarakhand medical colleges.
Yes.
So what is this project about, and what are you trying to solve?
So with the Uttarakhand medical colleges, so again they're doing great work with respect to digital technology. A lot of great work is happening over there. What they want is essentially we are having state medical colleges, and they're having a lot of critical equipment, right? And all. So we have a college has hospitals. So there are students, and there are also patients, and there are also faculties and professors. Huge equipments, a lot of assets being there, but the issuance and the transfer, the records are still manual. Right, and so they wanted to create an ecosystem where they could have a unified platform where all the data could be on a single network, and have a view of the not only the data availability, which means the assets which can be fixed in consumables, but also how the consumption is happening. What are the prevention capabilities more from a maintenance point of view? But this is also a part of their longer vision, where the entire vision is actually to have the identity or the transparency to the patients, right? And that's the beauty of blockchain. We can do this with the database, what we're trying to do, but ultimately, if you want even a transfer of value, then that needs to be on a big network, that needs to be on a decentralized network, and that's how we're starting with a MVP, and then we would like to go extend the identity and ownership part to the patients, and that would be the actual revolution. So we are in a part of a small journey.
Okay.
Great. So we will look after this news also soon, right? Regarding this implementation of project with Uttarakhand.
There has been, the pilot has been launched. There's been a press release. It's available on the platform, and it was launched by the Chief Secretary of Uttarakhand itself. I was a part of the launch, but yes, there would be a big rollout very soon. So keep checking us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So considering this project, mainly you think because when COVID-19 crisis happened, there was a problem with even vaccine distribution, vaccination drives, and also oxygen cylinder distribution. So as you said, this Uttarakhand project is mainly about tracking all those electric equipments and also distribution to patients regarding drugs. So this COVID-19 crisis, in a way, has accelerated the adoption of blockchain technology. What's your view?
I would say a yes and no here, Sharvari. Of course, COVID-19 has accelerated technology adoption globally for all technologies. It does not happen only for blockchain technology or a DLT technology, for cloud, for AI, ML, for all technologies, because people, a segment of people who have not been users of the technology have been forced to pivot to the technology. And more from a mandate kind of thing. So yes, it's actually really helped all technology and all innovation. So it's a great help to all technologies, and we are very thankful that people do realize the power of the technology now, how simple it is to do things, and how all global companies are endorsing remote work. Um, you can work remote, work from anywhere, work cultures, and it's a big new world now. And with that, of course, again, on a different tangent, that again, mental health and all these things have also become really important. So blockchain technology, of course, has been helped with COVID-19 undoubtedly, and it has also contributed to the crisis. I mean, with respect to vaccine, one of the drugs company in US have implemented it, and they've been able to get tangible results with the implementation. So yes, of course.
So actually, a COVID-19 crisis has given rise to a lot of use cases for blockchain, I would say, with respect to healthcare system.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's a urgent need, like for
Yeah, so
healthcare.
US has made a mandate by 2023. The FDA has a regulation in place that you need to have traceability for all your products.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that it needs to be on blockchain. It can be on any technology, but a traceability is a mandate. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Good. And yeah.
one thing which I observe is kind of very interesting, that the third world countries, right? They are adopting it on a big scale. That they are testing it. They are trying new things. I don't know why, but will you please elaborate what you think? Like why third world countries is coming up by using blockchain technology on first, and they are trying new things with it.
Financial inclusion
Yes.
is the key use case for the third world countries. There are many unbanked people.
Yeah.
And you and me are privileged, where we have now Aadhaar card, multiple bank accounts, credit cards, and whatnot. But there's a huge percentage economy in the world, and specifically in the sector where you've mentioned, where there are people unbanked. We've got use cases where even the title deeds for the properties, lands, are not available because there is not an identity which is available with individuals.
Okay.
And these are in big countries. So that's when they see that there is a potential of getting and including people. It's one of the biggest use cases for blockchain.
Okay, so is settlement is planning something in that area, like to target those audience later in time?
Yes, of course. We are we are a technology service provider. We are driven by our clients, but we are in talks with multiple organizations. Nothing specific that we've delivered yet. But myself, of course, I keep endorsing the technology and helping out. I'm also having a discussion in the subsequent weeks where I will be talking about blockchain for social good.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, right. So mainly emerging countries are more active in this space than developed economies. Even in
Yes.
CBDC's case, lot of pilot projects are mainly going on in emerging economies. Even US, UK are farther from them with respect to CBDC. And even as you said, RBI has recently said that our CBDC implementation will happen in a graded approach. So, do you think Indian government will use blockchain technology for CBDC? Because the recent news was they don't want anonymity to track. So why? Because they want to track illicit financing when there is a CBDC. So, do you think blockchain technology will be used, or there is any opportunity for blockchain to be used in CBDC?
So blockchain technology has two variants. One is, of course, a public network, but we are also having permissioned networks. And Hyperledger Foundation is doing a great work in that. And it's a project where we have 9 production projects available, and under the Hyperledger Labs, there's multiple work on a regular basis, a lot of projects being done. And this is more from, again, the concerns like you highlighted, which are valid concerns of organizations. They have their own obligations and responsibilities to cater to. So that's where these permission networks are coming in place. And if you'll see, there's a lot of work which has been happening in CBDCs. A lot of them, I would not give a number, but majority of them is also being done on permission networks. So that's how you can, have a control on the participants and also ensure some kind of regulations. And there's a lot of work which is also being happening from a public policy perspective in this regard. So yeah.
So you meant to say not a public network, but permission network can be used for CBDC implementation. So there is a possibility of that.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. And I think Pura is also using Hyperledger. MAS is also doing some work with Thailand and Canada. So these are on permission networks.
Right. So closed ecosystem.
Yeah.
So Tanuj, do you want to ask any questions?
Yeah, I have one very interesting question. Like right now, I heard in news that Settlement went for Viva Tech presentation, right? For presenting some ideas on Paris. So they are on a tour right now. So what actually they are planning to present over there? Can we have the good news over here only, so that we will get to know little early?
So there's no announcements as such, but then we are participating as one of the delegate sponsors in that event. So of course we are really hopeful to meet all the enterprises and people wanting to build the solutions and partner with us as a system integrator, because that's how we operate.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. So I think we have asked all questions we thought of about settlement and blockchain. And thank you so much for your valuable time today. And this is for viewers. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and share this video in your network. And thanks, Sristhi, for your valuable time again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharvari. Thank you, Tanuj.
Thank you,
Have a
Sristhi.
good day ahead.